Welcome to the program. You are in a program known as Perception. You are on TV Africa, and you have the right to know. As you know, in this program, we really focus on the thinking of society, mostly the black folks, and focusing on how we can uplift our standards of living intellectually, spiritually, and in a healthy way, as not to cause commotion and chaos to society and nature. My name, I'm the West Zulu, your host as usual, and then I have a visitor in the studios, and we are going to have a variety of topics and the information she's going to share with us, and we are blessed to have her in studios, as she's going to really give us an insight in her career and all the things really she knows that you really need to know. I hope just increase the volume of your TV set, just because what you're going to hear, you're not going to hear it on another station. It's only here on TV Africa, where you have the keys and the passport to know the right that you need to know. Not propaganda and not exaggerated information, but that one that is basic and rooted in the best interest of black people. I welcome my visitor. I have Bishop Dr. Margaret French, a whole bishop. She's Bishop Doctor, and then she has a doctorate. It's Margaret French. She heads the Mount of Olives Ministries based in UK, London. Very glad to receive you here.
Thank you,
Bishop.
very much.
You are welcome on TV Africa.
Thank you.
Before we go another further, how do you find Uganda?
Oh, I love Uganda. I've had lovely experiences while I've been here, and I find the people very warm, extremely loving and kind. Very, very nice. I even ate, I think was it grasshoppers?
Yes, grasshoppers.
Yes, I've had that as well. I've had some grasshoppers that they fried it. It was dry with salt and pepper. And it was very, very nice. I was sharing with some folks here that since I've ate the grasshoppers, I've been back twice since, and I haven't been bitten by one mosquito. So I feel the grasshopper did me good. And the mosquitoes now are accepting me. So I feel I'm accepted here, so it's okay.
You are welcome. It's glad, you know, according to UNESCO, in the General History of Africa, UNESCO Book 2 or Volume 2, on page 37, it says, according to all works of Dr. Leakey and other subsequent works, it leads us to conclude that beings morphologically identical to humans of today originated from the mountains of the moon, being Mountain Rwenzori, we have Mountain Kilimanjaro and Kenya, at the source of the Nile, that lake, just opposite this TV station, in the land of in the Alakastrine region, this land that is between the Great Lakes in the Rift Valley, and nowhere else. So no wonder you are home.
Thank you.
Okay. So as we proceed, I want really to know more about you. Who is Dr. Margaret French? Ugandans and Africans would want to know, who is Dr. Margaret French?
I am a senior pastor with the title of a bishop in London, England. I've been serving in the church now for 23 years. This is coming up to my 24th year. I have done many humanitarian work for many, many years. I also foster children from worldwide, basically. And I've been fostering for 15 years. I have fostered over 60 children in my own home. I do many humanitarian work. I've been to various countries where I've helped. I've done it myself. You know, I finance myself and do it, so it's nothing to do with self-gain or being paid or nothing. It's something that I volunteer, that I want to do. I want to help, I want to serve. You know, I wish life could be better, but unfortunately it's not so. It's not easy. And I believe in, you know, helping.
Helping.
Yeah, I have 2 children of my own as well, so I'm a mother as well, and yeah.
It's very wonderful. Now, one would ask and they want to know, you know, the accent you are speaking, it's not the direct how people speak English here. So they want to know, you are an African from where?
I like that. I love that. I love that. Okay, yeah, my accent is a bit, right. My parents are from Jamaica. My mother and father are from Jamaica, and I was born in England.
You were born in England?
Yeah.
So I find it that we have many Jamaicans living in England. What's the secret?
You do. You have a lot of Jamaicans that came here into England. Came to England in the 60s, and then they had their children there. You know, but it's not just Jamaicans. It's the Caribbean on the whole that came to England in the 60s. Yeah, they thought life would be better, I suppose, and they stayed there, and they had their children who had children and so forth.
So, you know, when you speak about Jamaica, the first impression people get here is the Rastafarian culture. And it is somehow contradictory to the pastoring. Sometimes.
Well, I wouldn't really speak on the Rastafarian because I'm not of the Rastafarian culture. So therefore, I don't think I have that right, you know, to speak on their behalf and their belief. But I do not criticize the Rastafarian. I have nothing against them. You know, and I have a lot of friends. As a matter of fact, my brother is a Rastafarian as well, which surprised quite a few people because I've never really been asked that question, to be honest. And I know they're about roots and culture. You know, good people.
And they're peaceful.
They are very peaceful. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
And their music is very good as well.
Yeah, they normally call it.
It's cultural.
Culture and inspiration.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into the bishop, doctor, medical doctor. You have a doctorate in theology, all is Catholic.
It's a ministry, yes.
A ministry.
Yes.
So how many branches do you have under the Mount of Olives?
I have 1 branch under the Mount of Olives.
So one would wonder, the humanitarian job and that heart of philanthropy, when you have 1 branch in England, somebody here in Uganda would ask, why have you taken so long without coming for humanitarian aid to them here when they had crises, Ebola attack somewhere?
Yeah.
So we want to know, which countries have you done this?
Okay. I don't think it's really got to do with the time factor of when I came here.
You said you've been here twice?
Yeah, I've been here 4 times.
4 times? Which year and which year?
4 times over the last 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So I've been here. So I was here last year twice, and I've been here twice because I was here in March. Now I'm here a few weeks later.
Okay.
Yet again. So obviously I've been drawn towards Uganda. Referring to why not before, there is a season time for everything, and I believe it's my season now to come. You know, because I believe in seasons and I believe in times.
Okay, what really brings you here?
Well, first of all, my son-in-law is from this country.
Your son-in-law?
Yes, it's from Uganda.
Really? So you have a married daughter?
Yes, a son-in-law who's from Uganda.
Okay.
So I was first introduced to Uganda by him. And then when I did came to Uganda, I fell in love with Uganda. Now, while being here also, I saw the needs of the people. And I've been supporting a charity out here in the orphanage.
Which one is that?
Heart of the Father.
Heart of the Father.
It's a small orphanage, but I came over and I began to help at the orphanage. Now, by helping at the orphanage, I saw more of what was actually taking place. So it made me really think that there is a need. There is a need out here that needs to be met. And I went back and I explained this to my church. We spoke about it and we felt that it was right. So we came out here. We began to support the orphanage and so forth, and that's where it started from.
All right. So have you done this in Jamaica before?
No.
How many countries have you done this?
Actually, how it all first started for me, I actually started in Yugoslavia. In Yugoslavia, it was in 1988. You had the Bosnia War.
Yeah, the Bosnia and Herzegovina war.
And I was the pariah of that. I led a group of 6 people to the war, where we gathered medical aids, clothing, non-perishable items, and so forth. And we drove in a vehicle all the way to Bosnia. It wasn't easy. It was extremely hard. But I felt that I needed to go out there. There was a need, and I had to do it. So I took this group, and we went out there. While driving out there, we drive across the Swift Alps. And our vehicle, we almost lost control and almost died. And when we got to the border of Bosnia, there was a group that went ahead of us. They were killed.
Sorry.
The soldiers killed them. It wasn't my group, it was another group. But my group, they took us out, they put us against the wall, and they just questioned us for hours. And to be honest, we thought we were going as well, the way it looked. But in the end, they decided to let us go, and we went through. And we were able to give them the medical stuff and so forth. And it was a great experience. Now, going in is one thing, but also coming out, because coming out, you're going to have to face the same situation coming out. But we was fortunate, we didn't go through what we went through, and we came out. After that, I really started to think that there is a need out there.
Really?
There is people out there that needs help. So from there, I joined the Salvation Army. Now, the Salvation Army, they go out in the night and they feed the poor, those who are on the street, those who's got no home, they feed them. So I used to go out in the night, 1 o'clock in the night, and didn't come back home until about 6 a.m., just feeding those onto the street. Then I decided, seeing that I've got such a desire and such a love in doing this, I made my own corporation, which I call Feed My People, which is a humanitarian charity where we go out and we help. So we started to go out on the street and we started to help people and started to give them clothing and food and so forth. Now the church came in because the church saw what we was doing, and the church was very interested in what we were doing, so they started to help us by getting more aids and more things in and so forth. And then after that, I just started to join different organizations in the humanitarian and just began to serve and do what I can to help the people.
Okay. There is a project. It has been happening in one of the countries in Africa called Chad. That country called Chad. I don't know if you've heard Chad.
No, I haven't.
It is in North Africa. They have a president, it's called Idris Deby. There was a program called the Zoes Arc Project. It was under the guise of humanitarian under the Pentecost Church. But what happened, these people that were being helped, they ended up being sold in Europe, and their organs trafficked, kidneys. They would get blood away from them up to the bone marrow, because it came out that the bone marrows would help in deterring the cancer burning, mostly those ones infected with leukemia. So most of the Africans now, whenever you speak about humanitarian aid under the church, they become skeptical. What has been happening now here in Uganda, it is that problem of orphans. Churches, Pentecost churches, have had, and they have orphanages. And they get penny posts for these orphans. At the end of that day, when they take the orphans, they just sell them, and they'll never come back here. So,
okay, so you're talking about human trafficking.
Human trafficking in the guise, under the guise of...
Okay, well, I'm sorry that that experience has happened and shattered many people's thoughts regarding against the churches. But as I previously started, I didn't say it's the church. It started with me. It started with me. It's my desire and what I desire to do and to help. My church helps to support whatever I do. Now,
it's a Pentecostal church?
Right, it's a Pentecostal church. It's a Pentecostal church, and it's not about trafficking. We're not about taking anyone out of the country and selling their organs. That's not allowed in England, anyhow. That's not allowed, and that's not the aim. And I really don't want my goodwill help in what I desire to do and what we desire to do to be mirrored in a negative way because of previous, others that's gone before, and what the country may have experienced by to say that everyone is the same, or a stigma to go against the churches, to believe that the churches are just out to do that, because the churches are not about that.
Okay, but now I have a friend who normally says Christianity has caused more wars and taken away lives.
Okay,
those days of crusades.
Right, and I would say stop right there, because it's not about faith; it's about goodwill. And we don't want to get into the point of debating on faith.
No,
a person is coming to give a goodwill, regardless of their faith, they believe, the color of their skin, because now this is moving into discrimination and prejudice. And if we do that, you'll cause a lot of people from stop people from coming into Uganda to help. And there's a lot of people that wants to come, that wants to help, and is willing to help, regardless of whether you have a friend and your friend's view. That is your friend's view. That is his opinion. That's not my opinion. My opinion is to come and to help. And I hope I'll be received.
Okay.
Not because I have a church, not because I'm a bishop, not because I have a faith, not because it's Pentecostal, not because I may not believe as you may believe, or your views may be different. At the end of the day, my mission to come to Uganda is to come and to help.
Oh, that is very wonderful. But I'm in a view, the kind of help, mostly if you go back to the histories of these countries, Africa has been a food basket for many years. So mostly, in the view of Pan-Africanists, we normally focus on that kind of help that would support the agricultural system of that society. Because we have had all these aids, they come, because most of the times you may not be here on ground to monitor the aid you've given, and it can be swindled. And then the people who are supposed to receive your help they don't actually get it. They don't get the help, apart from these people who work as conduits. How do we call them? The go-betweens. And in the long run, your heart has been good to give out, but your help has not been received. I don't think there is a blessing in there when the money goes into the swindlers instead of going to the right people.
Yeah, it's sad if the money goes to the swindlers and it doesn't go to the right people. That is sad. But you could just do as much as you can. And there will always be corruption, regardless. There will always be. So my aim is I come out.
Okay.
And I actually go to the the places myself.
Okay.
And whatever I have to bring, I bring it to the people. So I try to have a personal contact with the people.
We have had in Uganda many agencies that are helping people, because really people, they need help. But it turns out that they have to obey the philosophies of the helper. They cannot bite the hands that feed them. So when this person dictates this, they have to do this. When this person says this is how it's supposed to be, so they don't have the free will of thinking. Is it one of your characters? Or?
There is one of my characters.
I was just asking.
I didn't understand that. One of my characters.
I was asking, is it one of your ways also to dictate for those ones you help in their thinking, way of behavior?
Dictate to those that I
The
help.
ones you help.
To dictate to them.
To them that this is what's supposed to be done.
No, I don't. No. I'm not here to dictate to anyone. I'm just here to help.
That is very wonderful.
Yeah, so I just come out and I just help, and that is it. I'm not here to tell a person how to live their life, what to do. I'm not here to say, because I give you this, then you have to do this. No, it's not about that. If you're coming to help, you come and help freely. You give freely, and you do not expect nothing in return.
That is very wonderful, because, you know, when people hear when they watch this interview, you know, when you speak about help, they will generalize it. In one of the letters written by the president of Uganda in 1994, he said he has never seen a country that develops when it is depending on help. Because that person who's living under philanthropy has to move on the orders of the philanthropist. And then he said, when you help such a country, it reduces their energy and vigor to work for themselves. Everything they call for help, it has been in politics in many countries, calling Britain, calling USA to come and help and change the regimes in many countries. So when we speak about help, that's why I wanted to, I took you to that side. That's because fine. It is what people normally do.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's not Uganda calling to England or calling to Belgium or for help. It's just something where my heart is calling, that I believe that I should come out and help. I mean, I could only do what I can do. I'm not a massive organization. I'm just a woman, a person that desires to help in the best way that I can do, and that's all I can do. So where I can help, I do. I'm a minister in a church, but for me personally, it's not just about being a minister in a church and standing behind the pulpit and just giving a message. I feel the message is also within the work. You've got it's the work. It's not just anyone could stand and just give a message of hope. But where is the work? Where's the will? Where's the help? So what I try to do, I try to put my words in action by going out and help who I can. As I said, I started first with Yugoslavia, and then I ended up helping on the streets. Now the season has come, the time has come. I'm here in Uganda, and I'm trying to do my best to help Uganda where I can.
Which kind of help do you give them? Food, clothes, school fees?
We do that. We do that. We bring clothing. We do school fees. We do food as well. And I've just recently joined an organization out here in which hopefully I will be traveling soon to go to the refuge camp to go and see what I could do there as well. And we'll be doing things like teaching first aid and so forth.
That is very wonderful. Okay, if somebody might ask, you've been in London for years. In fact, you were born there. So if we are to count the number of bishops there are many. Approximately, I may estimate like 3,000. What could it be true?
It could be true.
It could be true. Now, the question that would be here is when people go in Europe, they find a few people in churches. It's only churches headed by black people. It's where you find the masses. It's the same in the US. When you go where T.D. Jakes is, where Creflo Dollar is, you find black folks. We don't see white folks in there. And we have been messed up. Yet we are spiritual people. Where is the problem? Have we been lied to spiritually, or our spiritual entity coordinating to?
What I would say to that question is, it's taken me off of where, with the topic we're speaking, we are speaking on my humanitarian work. We are not speaking on the political side of bishops and how many is in church and so forth and that. So I would still like to stay on. You still want to go on yes, what we are speaking about
on the humanitarian.
On the humanitarian, because that's the reason why I'm here.
But humanitarian goes with the spirit of helping.
Yeah, it goes with the spirit of helping, but not in the direction that you're taking it. So I feel that we need to stay on course of what the topic is here, and the reason why I'm here in Uganda
is humanitarian.
It's humanitarian to help.
Okay, so we have another problem in Uganda that is trending mostly on people who are giving humanitarian aid. And it is tarnishing the name of these people who have good hearts. Really, giving out to people is being with a good heart to help. The system has been infiltrated by homosexuals. So how would you have any program that is really
what has homosexuals got to do with in humanitarian work?
They have taken over most of the helpers. At the end of the day, they don't help girls.
I don't understand. Repeat.
Those ones who come under the humanitarian, mostly who come from Europe, they don't help girls. They are only helping boys. And rumor has been surfacing.
Okay, well, humanitarian work is to help anyone, regardless of who you are. So that's what it is. So you just use the word rumors. So rumors is not facts. That's a rumor. So that's not a fact. Right. So I wouldn't speak of a rumor. Now, I don't know about homosexuals and what they're doing with the girls and so forth. But I know anyone that comes to do humanitarian comes to help, and that's what they should be doing. So that's all I could say on that particular subject.
Thank you. We're still on humanitarian. Bringing those issues that have been appearing here, and some of them have been making news. They are what we call drug cartels, mostly in Latin America, South America, near the Caribbean. They have started orphanages. One is in Mokono. There are many. They have noticed them here in Uganda. So the funds they bring, it is not clean money. So they come and clean it from the orphanages and these foster homes, and it's kind of money laundering. Has it happened in Europe? Has it happened somewhere here?
I personally haven't heard it happen, and I'm learning from you today in what you're saying, and it's sad to know that these are the issues that's happening here in Uganda. But as I said, leading back to myself, I'm just strictly here to help.
To help. So you provide reading books, reading material to these people?
Yeah, we provide what we can.
What you can?
Yeah.
I understand there are many books in Europe about African people that are not here. In fact, most of the books we have that speak about Africa have been written by our brothers in the diaspora, sisters and brothers. Books like that one of Cray Theory of Color Confrontation. We have read books even from Creflo Dollar about finances, financial discipline, and all those. And they are not part of the syllabus here. And really what people are studying here, it doesn't add up to lift them up to survive in this .com generation. Do you have any ways how you can solicitize books and you start up as a library for?
We have a university that we work with in London, and I would relay back the issues of what you're saying regarding the books, and we'll see what we can do to help.
That would be very wonderful.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they say you have to read more, learn more, and change the globe. And it happens the syllabus we follow was put up by the Britons during colonialism. It has never changed. So you find out nobody can do any innovation when it's reading this syllabus they handed to us in the first place. So it would be marvelous if you really bring those books, and TV Africa will be ready with all the cameras, with all our team.
We'll try.
We shall be covering that event because it's very, very wonderful, because knowledge is power. Do you have any areas in Uganda that you really feel you want to extend your aid, or is only based in Kampala?
No, it's not only based in Kampala, but it's Kampala where I've just started out. So I'm working with this area at the moment and then see what happens next.
Because I see the people in Kampala, at least they are well off somehow than some other places. We have places that have been through hard times, upheavals. For example, northern Uganda. Have you been in northern Uganda?
No,
before?
I haven't.
So we had the war there.
But you've also got the Bidi Bidi camp.
It devastated people there. They wouldn't get the education, the food. They were really deracinated from society for some time, like in a period of 20 years. And such people really, they need help. So, because in Kampala, there is this system that has been happening. Whenever they say orphanages, the people with their children are the ones who take there. The orphans don't get the chance because they don't even get the time to listen to radios and even to watch TV to get the information about this.
Yes, but as I said in the beginning, it's not just the orphanage. I'm also be going to the refugees camp as well.
Oh, which criteria do you follow?
I'll be going there with the Red Cross.
The Red Cross. All right. Wonderful. Does Red Cross has any foster home so far that you've visited here in Uganda?
I have not visited as yet. Yeah.
Are you in a view of visiting?
Yes, I'm in view of visiting. It'd be very nice.
But you've not asked them, not so?
No, because we've discussed other things which we are putting into action.
This is very wonderful. So, when we speak about foster homes, how, because you told me you have a foster home, you foster children at your home.
And still at present.
At present?
Yeah.
So, could it be possible here?
What, to foster? Only if I live here.
Only if you live here?
Yeah, if I live here, I could foster you within my own home. If I have to live here for it to be within my own home, because in England, it's where you live, it's where the children are. But if you talk about support a child, then you could do it from abroad.
But still, you can get a house, buy it, and you know. It is,
well, we never know what's to come. We don't know. So I'm not going to rule it out and say no. You don't know. I may come to Uganda and buy a house. I may live here. You don't know. It's, you know. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a no. I'm not saying it's a no. Anything could happen. It's a beautiful country. So anything could take place.
Good. So, as there is when I mentioned about the way of agriculture, and you told me you provide food to these children. Does it basically come from England or from here? Because we are scared of GMOs. GMO food.
You're funny. We buy food here and we cook it.
Okay. Now, Now there, my heart has calmed down, you know. Whenever we see stuff coming from over there across the borders, we really know this horrible food coming from people like the Monsantos.
Don't fear.
Okay. So now we are on the humanitarian. I want to go with, you really tell me how many, the numbers of how many people, so for how many those ones you are helping. Do you have a register for them? Do you?
You mean how many numbers I've helped here?
Yeah.
Okay, I've helped an orphanage here. And I don't know the numbers of the orphanage. You know, I just go there, we just give the aids. And to be honest with you, some of the children of the street comes also to where we give in, and we give them also. But when I did visit the orphanage, I would say there's about 100 and 150 children there.
So the humanitarian only focuses on children?
No. It doesn't. As I said before, the refuge camp where I'll be going.
How many refugee camps have you visited?
That would not know where I am going, have not yet been.
Yeah.
I did say that.
I would love to escort you with all our cameras, maybe those regions where you want. Do you have a road plan or?
I'll be going with the Red Cross.
So it's the Red Cross to tell you we are going to this camp.
Yeah, I'll be going with the Red Cross.
How are you sure you get the right information from the camp?
I'll be going with the Red Cross. And I'm sure the information is right.
Because of recently, they have sacked, the government of Uganda sacked those who are responsible for the refugees. We have many from Congo crossing over, coming to Uganda because of there is a civil upheaval, it's tribal in Congo. So they have crossed, the numbers are many. We have over 1.6. Then we have others from southern Sudan because of a civil war there. They have also come in. And what happens, funds have been coming to help these people. At the end of the day, those ones in offices have been swindling the money. And nasty things have been happening there in the camps. I would love when you go there, you really explore, have interviews with these people, and you know there are problems. Because sometimes we say most of the problems may not be food, eat, education, but peace. Nonsense. So let's go back to your work in England. Do you do the humanitarian in England? Because you first did it in Yugoslavia. Do you do it in England?
Yes, I do. I do. That's why I spoke about the Salvation Army, because Salvation Army is based in England.
Salvation Army. So whenever people hear the word army, they become scared.
No, it's not. They're not like that. They're just an organization, a body of people that comes together, and they just help the homeless. And as I said before, I've got my own organization, Feed My People, where we help also who we can. Yeah.
People would wonder, do we have homeless people in England?
Yes, we do. We do.
Really? You tell them on TV Africa, areas where you find many, homeless.
We have homeless people, we have people sleeping on the streets, we've had people who's lost their jobs and cannot afford it, and yeah, you know, we do have crisis there, we do.
So now, whenever we hear the government of England is going to help Uganda, we say these people have a lot of money. Is that propaganda? Could it be propaganda?
I don't know if they got a lot of money, but I know they've got a willing heart to help. Yeah.
Okay. That is, but mostly here the political help is most of the times disorganizing the situation. So the kind of help you are giving is fine. It's okay, and we appreciate.
Thank you.
Really, you need more blessings and to live more longer. So that you keep on helping these ones. You know, when somebody is helped, they will also help others.
Yes, thank you.
But the problem is when people attach their names to the country, it becomes a disaster here.
Well, I hope my name does not become a disaster here, and I hope it's actually become a blessing here. I could only try my best, and I'm willing to help.
You're willing to help?
Yeah.
Regardless of religion, regardless of...
It's got nothing to do with religion. It's a passion, it's a zeal, it's a desire for me, it's a way of life. For me, it's appointed, it's something that I must do, and it's something that I rightfully should do.
So, if somebody would ask, this question might not be relevant, or it can be irrelevant somehow, but it is relevant. What problems have you faced in these humanitarian projects and philanthropy? Challenges?
And the problem that I've faced is, I would say, not everyone is willing to give. And some people say, why should they give? And some people will say, they are the charity, they need the help more. So it's to get people more involved and to bring awareness, to let them know that, there is a need and they need to get involved. So I feel that is more of the the challenges that I personally face.
So there is no anywhere where the people you have helped have again turned against you?
I've never faced that, no. No.
Apart from Yugoslavia, where the soldiers killed...
No, I wouldn't say Yugoslavia. The soldiers killed those that were ahead, but then it was a war at the time, and all kinds of things were happening. So regardless of whether it was me or someone else, it's so sad to know that that vehicle went ahead and they got killed. Perhaps if we, was ahead, but then that wasn't my portion. It wasn't for me to die on that particular trip. But yes, it was challenging to get there and to know that you're coming out to help, and then you're faced with this. You're faced with soldiers, having you up against a wall, pressing you with guns, and it was quite scary, at the time, and not knowing if I'm going to return. Plus I just had a little baby as well. And to be taking a trip knowing that I've just got a child young at home and things like that. So that was, quite scary. But, we got through. And that's an episode now that I've got through, and we have overcome, and I'm glad I did what I did, and I'm happy that I helped in the way that I can. And I believe if there were more people that are willing to help, it will make the load lighter. If more people came out with a willing heart, that's willing to help, even in Uganda, I hope that I would create awareness, for others to see, to know that there is a need here. Being a bishop, I go on many platforms. And while being on the platform, I also be given the opportunity where I could create awareness of what's taking place, but being very mindful of the topics and the issues that you have brought up today, which I feel is very important. It's also sad to know that there is corruption going on, and the fact that there are others that's using it as an opportunity for their own personal reasons or gain, which is very sad. But I would also like to say not all of us are exactly the same. So I'm just hoping that more will come forward, and more would help. That instead of having negative news, negative things to report, that a light will shine, hopefully, and something positive will come out of it.
That is wonderful. So, and it's a good message to those who really, it doesn't mean that you have to have a lot, but it's just having a heart. So it's a very good call to those in Uganda, East Africa, and Africa, those ones who watch this interview, really to join the cause. So have you written any book, biography about you?
I love that. Yes, I have actually. I've just written a book. It's actually in the hands of the publishers, which will be released around about August, September. and it's not on humanitarian, but it's a book on domestic violence and abuse.
That is very wonderful. I'll be looking forward to buying that copy.
Yes.
As we close, if somebody really wants to contact you, do you have a website you can tell it to the people, or email, or your ministry?
I have a website. My website is bishopmargaretfrench.com.
www.bishopmargaretfrench.com.
So if they go to that website, they'll find everything about me, how to contact me, what I'm doing. It's always updated and so forth. And I would love them to reach out as well. It'd be nice to know that they're out there and they're supporting me and helping me to go forward in doing this great work in Uganda. Lovely people, love them all. And I hope you receive me and love me. And I thank you for your questions.
As we end up, it is rare to find a bishop who really doesn't have good vocals. And music is some food for soul. You can give us a tune as we wind up. End of the songs, because you have a choir, not so?
Yeah, but I'm not the praise and worship leader. I'm not the singer. I'm the humanitarian leader. So I think it's best we leave it at that. Let's leave it on a positive note. I may sing and they may say, oh, no. So.
All right, okay. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today. It is such an honor and a pleasure. And I will be promoting you in England. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So the view of TV Africa, we had a guest. She's Bishop Dr. Margaret French. She's the senior pastor, Bishop of Mount of Olives Ministries in London, UK. She has been in church for 23 years. She's a philanthropist, humanitarian. She fosters children, and a mother of 2. And it's good to have a mother in studio. Those of you who promote the abortion, you have a challenge because we have a mother, and she's serving society. So catch you next time. It's TV Africa, the right to know.